This story is about a beautiful girl who gets stuck in an elevator with a stranger during Valentine's week. At first, it seems like a coincidence, and as time passes, they start getting closer. The girl begins to see the man as a good person, and despite having a boyfriend, she gives herself completely to this stranger. However, as time goes by, the situation takes a turn. The girl realizes that getting trapped in the elevator was no accident. It was all part of the man's well-planned scheme to win her love through a vile act. Now the question remains, will the girl be able to escape alive, or will she fall victim to his plan? The story begins with Jennifer, a modern and beautiful woman working late at her office. Since the office will be closed for the next 3 days due to Valentine's week, Jennifer is extremely excited to surprise her boyfriend. She plans to fly to New York that night to meet him. As she finishes her work, she starts typing an email, but decides not to send it, preferring to give him the surprise in person. Before leaving, she puts some candies in her purse and heads toward the elevator. Meanwhile, we see another man named John, who is also leaving work late at night, holding a bottle of champagne. Jennifer reaches the elevator on the 49th floor, and just as she gets in, John joins her. John tries to make conversation with Jennifer. She responds briefly, but seems uninterested in talking to him. Then, John shows Jennifer a drawing on the elevator wall that someone had made. As Jennifer turns to look at it, the elevator suddenly stops. Both of them panic, unable to understand how the elevator got stuck. John presses the buttons, but nothing happened. At Jennifer's suggestion, he presses the alarm button and tries to send a message, but none of the buttons work. They even signal to the security camera for help, but no one responds. Everyone else had already left, and they were the only ones in the entire building. Jennifer grows anxious because her flight is in just an hour and a half. They both check their phones, but neither has network service. Now, they are completely trapped with no way out. 15 minutes pass, and they start yelling for help, but no one is there to hear them. Their voices do not reach beyond the elevator doors. Jennifer starts getting more anxious, because if they spend any more time there, she will miss her flight. Hearing this, John says that maybe their only option now is to try climbing through the top of the elevator. So, Jennifer climbs onto John's shoulders and tries to break through the roof of the elevator, hoping to find a way out, but all their efforts go in vain. Meanwhile, Jennifer injures her hand and climbs down. By now, an hour has passed, and she realizes that she has already missed her flight. She becomes very disappointed because her surprise plan has been ruined. Seeing this, John starts making jokes to lighten her mood. They introduce themselves and start talking, accepting that any attempt to escape might be useless. After a while, Jennifer feels thirsty, so John offers her his water bottle, joking that if she prefers, they could also open a bottle of champagne. Jennifer laughs at this and drinks from his bottle, then gives him some candies in return. Slowly, time passes, and 4 hours go by. Jennifer confesses that she needs to use the restroom, but has been holding it in because there's no place to go, and she feels embarrassed about doing it in front of a stranger. John reassures her, saying that she shouldn't feel ashamed and that he understands the situation. He offers to close his eyes so she can relieve herself in the corner. Jennifer, having no other choice, does so, and asks John to cover his ears as well so he doesn't hear anything. John complies and even starts singing loudly to drown out any noise, which helps Jennifer feel a little more comfortable. After this, the two grow closer and start sharing more about their lives. Jennifer reveals that she was supposed to fly to New York to surprise her ex-boyfriend, hoping to mend their relationship, but now everything is ruined. John says that his work is everything to him, so he had no special plans for the weekend. They continue their conversation, getting more comfortable with each other over time. Later, John opens his champagne bottle, and they drink together. Past the time, they start drawing pictures of each other. During this, John admits that he had seen Jennifer at the office multiple times, but never tried talking to her. He was unsure whether she would like or dislike his approach. Hearing this, Jennifer smiles and says, "It's okay, but you should have told me that you worked here too." After completing their paintings, both Jennifer and John show them to each other. Jennifer's drawing turns out to be very funny, while John's drawing of her is quite beautiful and well made. Feeling embarrassed about her own drawing, Jennifer apologizes to John and takes a picture of his artwork, saying, "If I make it out of here alive, I'll use this as my profile picture." Now, both of them are very hungry, but there is nothing to eat. Jennifer suggests that they should talk about something special to pass the time. They start choosing a topic, and Jennifer proposes that they talk about their life experiences. She takes out her phone and asks John to share his most unusual experience. However, John gets shy, so Jennifer starts first. She shares that her first memorable experience was in college with her boyfriend in the library, and it was the most unforgettable moment of her life. Now it's John's turn. He says that he has never had such an experience. Jennifer responds, "If you don't have one, you can make up something interesting." So John starts making up a story. He says, "Once, I was driving my car when a girl stopped me in the middle of the road asking for a lift, but as soon as she got in the car, she started kissing me, and gradually, we made love in the car." Hearing this, Jennifer bursts out laughing because John isn't even making up the story properly. As they continue talking, John suddenly asks, "Can I kiss you?" Jennifer, in her mind, agrees. John moves closer to her and starts kissing her. In the heat of the moment, they lose control and become intimate. After everything is over, John confesses that he has fallen in love with Jennifer. However, Jennifer tells him that she is still in love with her ex-boyfriend and that once she gets out of here, she will go straight to him and everything will go back to normal between them. But John insists that he wants to continue this relationship, while Jennifer refuses, saying, "Whatever happened between us was just a coincidence, and you should accept that." Hearing this, John feels a bit sad and says, "I really love you and have always been honest with you, but I have hidden something from you that might surprise you." He then reveals, "I am not new here. I have been working here for a long time, and I see you coming and going every day." He then shows Jennifer his phone, which contains CCTV footage of her leaving her office, along with various pictures of her from different locations. In reality, John is a security guard in this building, and he has been watching Jennifer for a long time. He knows everything about her daily activities. He had been in love with her for a long time, but never had the courage to confess, knowing that Jennifer would never date a security guard. That's why he had planned everything carefully. Their being stuck together in the elevator was no accident. It was all part of John's plan from the very beginning so that he could have her. After revealing this, John takes out a key to the elevator and tells Jennifer that if she wants, she can leave. He then inserts the key and starts the elevator. But upon hearing all this, Jennifer becomes furious and says, "You're a kidnapper! You tried to kidnap me! Once I get out of here, I'm going straight to the police and telling them everything!" Hearing this, John immediately stops the elevator again. Jennifer tries to grab the key, but John catches her, and in the struggle, the key accidentally breaks when it falls to the ground. Now, they are truly trapped because the key was the only way out. Angry, Jennifer takes off her sandal and starts hitting John on the face until he falls unconscious. But the next moment, she gets scared. What if John is dead? She hesitantly moves closer to check on him, but suddenly, John regains consciousness and knocks Jennifer unconscious as well. Now, both of them are lying on the floor, unconscious. A while later, they both regain consciousness. Jennifer, still angry, asks, "You can't be the only security guard in this whole building, right?" John replies, "There were supposed to be 2 guards on duty tonight, but I told them I would take their shift too." Jennifer, fuming, yells, "You're a psycho!" Hearing this, John completely loses control and starts smashing things like a madman. Then, he rummages through Jennifer's bag and finds a shirt she had bought for her boyfriend. He puts the shirt on and starts acting creepily, notices another box, and tells Jennifer to open it. Inside, there are cigars and a lighter, which she had probably bought for her boyfriend as well. John lights up a cigar right there and starts smoking it while trying to terrify Jennifer even more. Seeing this, Jennifer becomes extremely scared and sits silently in a corner. A while later, John realizes that every elevator has an emergency exit. He looks up and sees that this one has no screws on the ceiling panel, meaning there might be a way out above. He climbs onto the top of the elevator and finds an opening. He then asks Jennifer to help lift him up, but Jennifer doesn't trust him and says, "I can't lift you, so let me go first. Once I get up there, I'll pull you up." John, however, doesn't trust her either, fearing that she will leave him behind and call the police. But Jennifer softens her tone and reassures him, promising that she won't tell the police and that once they get out, they can start fresh. John finally believes her and helps Jennifer climb up. As Jennifer climbs up, she sees a ladder, and John says, "Now pull me up too." But Jennifer betrays him and does not help him out. She then starts climbing the ladder attached to the elevator to get out. Seeing this, John goes mad with rage, but then he also makes a rope out of clothes and manages to escape from the elevator. He starts climbing the ladder to follow Jennifer. Meanwhile, Jennifer reaches a door and is about to escape when John quickly catches up and pulls her down, causing both of them to fall back into the elevator and lose consciousness. A little later, Jennifer regains consciousness and starts burning some papers to trigger the fire alarm so the fire department can come and rescue her. At that moment, John also starts to wake up, but Jennifer knocks him out again and ties his hands with clothes. Seeing this, John screams in fear. Watching him suffer, Jennifer stops and instead takes out her phone to record John's confession. In the recording, John admits that he had planned everything to trap Jennifer in the elevator. He also reveals that he was once a prisoner and later started working there. He confesses that he liked Jennifer, and to have her, he deliberately shut down the elevator. A while later, another security guard named Eddie arrives at the building with his girlfriend and starts looking for John, knowing that John was scheduled scheduled for security duty during the Valentine's weekend. Eddie sees on the monitor that two people are trapped in the elevator. He rushes to help and tries to open the elevator from the outside, but the elevator is stuck slightly above the floor. Jennifer asks Eddie for help, but as soon as Eddie tries to lower the elevator, John attacks Jennifer and pushes her aside. Eddie then gives John another key to restart the elevator, but John pretends the key isn't working and asks Eddie to come inside to help. As soon as Eddie enters the elevator, John starts it and traps Eddie. Later, John carries Jennifer and locks her in a car trunk. He then disposes of Eddie's body, cleans himself up, and puts on his security uniform. He goes to the CCTV room and starts deleting all the footage. Meanwhile, Eddie's girlfriend arrives and asks John about Eddie. John pretends not to know, but as soon as she turns to leave, he kills her too and disposes of her body to erase any evidence against him. Now, John only needs to get rid of Jennifer. He takes the car to an isolated place and pours gasoline into a dumpster, planning to burn Jennifer alive. When he opens the trunk, Jennifer pretends to be dead. As John turns around, she suddenly attacks him, overpowers him, and quickly escapes in the car. After driving a short distance, Jennifer stops the car, turns around, and speeds toward John, ramming into him and throwing him into the dumpster filled with gasoline. After that, she comes to the place where John is lying half dead. Now, Jennifer lights a cigar in front of him and then throws it into the dustbin, setting it on fire, which ultimately ends John's story. This story teaches us that sometimes we have to rely on ourselves for our own safety, and no amount of cunningness can stand against the truth. What do you think? If you were in Jennifer's place, what would you have done? Let us know your answer in the comments. So, we'll meet again next time with another interesting story. Until then, if you ever meet someone like John in your life, make them understand that true love is won by winning hearts, not by instilling fear. Hope you like this story. See you again with another exciting tale.